Born from the ashes. Born from the ashes. Born from the ashes. Born from the ashes. Born from the. You can't suffocate my spirit. 'Cause I'm the king on my own throne, King on my own throne, my own throne. You'll never see me fall. You'll never see me fall. Watch me reign, and I'll slay them all. Slay them all. You'll never steal a reign, and I'll slay them all. Slay them all. You'll never steal a throne. King of my own throne, my own throne. King of my own watch me I rise just like a phoenix, born from the ashes. I take care of my own. Torn down where assassins. You can't suffocate my spirit. 'Cause I'm the king on my own throne, my own throne. King on my own throne, my own throne. You'll never see me fall. You'll never see me fall. Watch me reign, and I'll slay them all. Slay them all. You'll never see the reign, and I'll slay them all. Slay them all. You'll never steal a throne.
Hello and welcome back. I'm the FPL Penguin, back with another stream for you all. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's stream, we'll be talking about Game Week 23, Game Week 24, also Q&A and Rate My Team and Team Reveal too. But I'm not alone in the stream once again. No, I've also got two special guests in the stream. One of them making their debut. Dre Zera is here, and also making his debut on this stream is Benji. Chaps, how we doing?
Doing good.
Hello there. I'm the quiet one. Hi.
You're not usually quiet, Dre. Where's the passion? Where's the passion?
Need some screaming.
Well, Liverpool, please start winning games, and
Yeah.
my passion may return. But jokes aside, now screw that. We here today at FPL Penguins YouTube channel. Let's go, baby! And shout out to our homies at the FPL Lounge. Much love and pasta.
It is a bit awkward though because we've got two Liverpool fans and a City fan, so I'm just sitting happy at the moment. And yeah, we might get onto that.
Yeah, just want to say hello.
Next topic.
Just want to say hello to a few people in chat. We got Dylan, we got FPL7764 and Matthew. Dylan saying, "Oh Dre, your friend Dylan in chat, Dre." And
Hello there.
Yeah, so how are we all doing, guys? Hope you're all doing well. And sit back, relax, and hope you enjoy the stream. And don't know, we might be joined by more guests too. But I'm looking forward to this. So, guys, let's get straight into this. Game week 23. How did you guys get on? We'll start with the guy making his debut. It's Benji. How did you get on in game week 23, mate?
Very stressful week. I was captain punter on Antonio, as a lot of others were. And yeah, everyone knew how that went. The guy was absolutely shattered, and watching that game was such a bore fest. And it being the start of the week kind of ruined, not necessarily ruined the weekend, but it ruined sort of my aspirations of chunking down my rank. So yeah, not so good for me. Do you want me to send you a screenshot of my team, or
yeah, if you please, that'd be great. Thank you, Benji. Yeah, that'd be great, please, mate. Let's just get quickly to Dre. Dre, how did you get on in game week 23?
Yes, chill.
Just chill.
I had Bamford in. Let's not talk about the Liverpool game, but it's chill.
Cool.
I think I got a green arrow, so
that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Getting a green arrow. But yeah, this is my team on the screen.
Drake, have a heavy bed? Sorry, I was going to ask about benches.
I've been good, man. I've been good. I've just doing work at the moment while chatting to wonderful people here, and just chill.
Yeah, so this is how I got on just quickly before we get to Benji's team. That is sending me in your team, Dre. I got about 52 points. My season is looking absolutely crap at the moment. I'm gone down to 2 million overall. I'm -4. I took. This is my team on the screen. De Gea, Cresswell, doing well for me. Cresswell, Diaz, Alioski getting a clean sheet. Captain Bruno Fernandes, he was a late transfer in for Marnie for -4. Marnie was the most stupid transfer I could ever bring in because he didn't even play against West Ham or Brighton. So Barnes was there, Salah, Grealish, Antonio, Bamford and Lacazette on the bench. Nothing to rave about. McCarthy, Smith Rowe, Dyer and Stones. So that's how I got on. Nothing interesting, but I'm looking forward to the next game week. So just have a quickly look over here. If you got any questions as well, I've got some questions from Instagram. If you got any questions in chat for GAMEWEEK24 for us 3, please fire them away in chat. Really cool. So we'll get straight into this. We're going to start with Dre. Game week 24. Let's have a look at your teammates. So it's on the screen right now. Should appear next 10 seconds on the stream. He's got Martinez, Trent, Robertson, Diaz, Hudson-Odoi, Gundogan, Captain Son, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Richarlison, Bamford. Talk us through your team. I know I've just gone through your team, but what's your plan going forward with this, Dre? Any transfers you've done? Dre?
Is it? What's happened to him?
Dre? Wait. He's here. Dre?
Oh. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, sorry. That's all I wanted. DCL. Baby, that's all.
Did you lag out or something?
Hold on a moment. I shall return in.
This is Dre's internet.
Oh my god. Joe, Simply FPL. That's the first. Great to see Simply in here. How you doing, mate? He says, Liverpool fan? I'm unsubscribing. Yeah, because you're an Everton fan, aren't you, mate? I've noticed. But great to see you, Simply. I hope you're doing well, mate. Fantastic to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well, mate. And but yeah, guys, do check out Simply FPL. He's a top lad. I know he's a Everton fan, unfortunately, but he puts out really good content. He really does. Someone's saying Wan-Bissaka or Ben Mee. So while we wait for Dre, Benji, after that little technical difficulties, what do you feel about this? Wan-Bissaka or Ben Mee? Probably going forward. Who would you prefer to have? So I'll bring up the fixtures too while we wait for Dre. And his.
I think. Oh, that is very hard because I think I think Ben Mee is obviously Burnley assets are good, but obviously because they're double game week, they do have West Brom next week, so they are sort of a good 2-week punt before the big double, where their double in 26 could be quite poor and it's not actually preferable. So I think a good Burnley asset could be good for the next 2 weeks, but Wan-Bissaka is a long term, in my opinion, long term. I've got Luke Shaw. I think having a United, one of those United wing backs is a good idea. So I don't know. If you're taking a 2-week punt, it's Ben Mee. If you want the upside early, but if you want long term, then I'd say Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, I somebody was saying this to me. They asked me the other day about a Man United defender, and I did think maybe Shaw or Wan-Bissaka, because West Brom, you got Newcastle. Both of those teams aren't really looking particularly great. We're not particularly good at the moment, but they have got Chelsea and City. But if you were just targeting the next 2 fixtures,
but their double is okay though. Even though it's Chelsea, I think it's Chelsea and Palace. I'm pretty sure, if someone wants to confirm that, but I think it's Chelsea and Palace, which isn't too bad. Chelsea's, like, for me, they are up in the air right now. So, and we know what ball fest, these big games that gets hyped up turn out to be. So it could be necessarily like you get a clean sheet against Chelsea and you've got a perfect game against Palace for the double. So I don't think having a United defender isn't actually too bad for the double, for the big double in 26, to be honest.
No, if that was the case, because that's what be a potential double game week 26, would that be Palace?
Yeah, I think it's Brent Crellin has it as 90%, 90 to 99% on that one. So
yeah, so if that was the case, then because Chelsea United is usually a bore fest, and I wouldn't say that's a bad idea, because you've got West Brom, Newcastle, Palace and Chelsea. I think maybe go for Wan-Bissaka. He's a good one. But Luke Shaw, if you're going Luke Shaw, he's a bit rotation at the minute, even though he's been doing well in the last 2 or 3 games or something like that with returns. He's a bit with this Telles. What do you feel about Shaw and Telles? Do you think Shaw is pretty much nailed on, or do you think Telles is one of them that can just, start sometimes?
Yeah.
Bit rotation.
I think Shaw's pretty nailed on. For me, Telles plays in the Europa League, and I think any United fan would probably tell you that, because I think Shaw is, surprisingly, should be starting for England. He should be England's number 1, in my opinion. And as a City fan, that's hard to swallow. Having a United player like that and having him start. But honestly, I have to give praises. I'm not going to be ridiculous. He has been sensational, and his numbers prove it. If you look at his stats, if you're a stats guy, they do prove that he's been sensational. So for me, he starts.
Yeah. So Wan-Bissaka, mate, I'd probably say going forward. Simply saying, keep up the good work. I'll respond to your DM in March when I log. No worries, mate. No worries, Simply. Be great to have you on, mate, and it's fantastic to see you in chat. Been really enjoying your content, mate. Dylan's saying, I'm wildcarding 25, which is a 1-week punt, but I could go for. Faddy saying, Spurs will have a double? Question mark. Is there something about that, Benji, that you know about as well?
Oh, Spurs, even though that they've lost in the FA Cup, they are guaranteed a double. And the interesting thing is, because Southampton won against Wolves, they will play in game week 29 in the blank against, I think it's against Villa. I think that's where they're going to place it in. That's what Ben Crellin's is saying at the moment. He does all the percentages if anybody doesn't know. So the likelihood is that they have a double, either against Southampton, Fulham or Villa. And then Villa's the least likely, because that Villa game could possibly be put into game week 29. So I think Spurs assets are, I hate using the E word, essential, but I think Spurs assets are essential for the next coming game weeks, because if they have a double in 26, they are good going forward because they will be placed in that blank game week 29. So you won't be having this head scramble in game week 29 saying, oh, should I free hit? Should I do this? And actually, if you've got 2 Spurs assets, they play in game week 29, so you could have that cover. So yeah, they've got a double and a possible game week in the blank. So yeah.
Faddy also saying too, he is a City fan, like yourself, Benji. You got another City fan.
They're like unicorns.
Simply saying, right, my man, going to go for a quick run before streaming. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Simply, thank you so much, mate, and hopefully see you probably March time, have you on the channel. But yeah, cheers for tuning in, mate. Really do appreciate it. Oh, Benji, if you don't mind, could you please send me your team through my Twitter DMs, if you don't mind, please? Yeah.
I sent it on Discord. Yeah,
I kind of struggling at the minute to get it on through Discord, if you don't mind. Cheers, mate.
Okay. I can post it to you. Obviously, you're a Liverpool fan, and I kind of wanted to ask you this question about the defenders and stuff, because I'm hearing I'm not really clued up on the injuries at the moment. I haven't really looked at the injury list and stuff. I've heard that Fabinho might be out. There might be a weird situation with a load of your midfielders. What's sort of going on with Liverpool? I have no idea.
I couldn't tell you, mate, because I just think we are absolutely got this curse on us. We've got like some Matip, Van Dijk, we've got Gomez. I don't know what's happened to us this season. I mean, literally, Trent isn't. I know he had a really good game against Spurs. That was probably his best game all season. Yeah. But it's weird to see, because these are the same players, right, that won us the Champions League in 2019, that won us the Premier League. And this is what I tell everybody now. I feel my team, since Project Restart last season, when we got the season back up and running again last season, our heads dropped. I feel like we got a bit too cocky, and we've not been the same since we actually won the title. Since Project Restarted happened, we've turned into an absolutely different Liverpool team, and having this season with the injuries has not helped one bit. I mean, I don't see that as much an excuse, because if you look at the likes of Salah, Mane, mainly Salah, I mean, this is the same front three: Mane, Salah, Firmino. This is the same front three. Basically, I feel it's not Jurgen's fault. I'm not a Klopp out. To any Liverpool fans saying Klopp out, shut up, seriously, because that's not the case. To me, it's FSG. It's the owners, who the money, not giving the money to Jurgen. There's something going on behind the scenes, but also the players too. I feel a few of them are being a bit lazy. Or maybe some of the opposing teams have sussed us out, because we have been playing with the same front three for the last 3, 4, 5 seasons, 5 seasons now, and this is why I'm thinking Jurgen should probably change things up probably next season. We don't know what's going to happen with Salah. We don't know, because there's news about probably might get rid of Firmino in the summer. I would like to get probably a natural number 9, because Firmino isn't that. And this is what I tell people. Firmino came as like a cam a few years ago, and he was just slowly put into a false number 9 role. And I do feel we need someone like I'm dreaming big here, probably a Haaland or Mbappe. Mbappe would be great, because back in the day we had likes of Torres. I've seen since being a Liverpool fan for the last 14 years, I've seen likes of Torres come, fantastic in his first season. Suarez, he being number 7, playing in that number 9 role, and I just feel Firmino doesn't cut it. Firmino, people sussed him out. He's a false number 9. I feel like we need to change things now. We can't keep the same boring system now. I feel that things need to change. But if you look at City, they've got a lot of depth. I know they've got KDB out at the minute, but you got Torres, you got Bernardo Silva, Aguero. I don't know what you just quickly go to Man City, mate. What do you feel about Aguero? Do you feel this is probably his last season for you guys?
It's so sad, because
he's been a fantastic player for you over the years. Fantastic.
been supporting Man City since I was 5 years old, 6 years old. It was the 2005-2006 season, I believe, or I think it was just after that, maybe, when I started to get into football and stuff. So I've been supporting a long time, and like as soon as we got the all money, you know, people make all this, you know, they you know, it's banter and stuff, but you know, we got Aguero, I think, for like 15 million at the time, and prices were going up for players, and he was at the time he was sort of like a mini gem, because he wasn't touted to be this massive goal scorer. You know, he was gonna be our leading man, but he was never gonna be this guy who was just gonna get hat tricks every game. Like, we never expected this, and he's just one of the best players I've ever had the privilege of watching, and it's so sad that it's come to the end, because I do believe it is the end of Aguero. I think he might get a couple of minutes in the Champions League. There's talk of him signing another contract, but I think City were always going to, you know, ask him to sign a 1-year deal, or, you know, just because he's done so much for the club. And it's just so sad, because I genuinely love him as a player. It's up there with Silva leaving last year. That was so sad. And then when Company left, when Company announced that he was leaving, that was awful as well. And it's up with those three players built City, like you know, playing and stuff. So yeah, it's very sad, and I think it will be his last season. I think he'll get fairly many minutes in the league. I think he's been training recently. He's had like 2 training sessions, whereas the whole team have had full training. Like, been fully training, so he's had 2 training sessions in like this week, and I can just tell that this is coming to the end. So yeah, for FPL, if you're talking FPL, I don't think he's an asset you can jump on at all. But it's sad for football, because I think he's genuinely one of the best strikers that have ever been in the Premier League. So
yeah, he's just been a fantastic player for you guys. He really has. But just want to quickly say, FPL lad, he's in the voice chat. How you doing, FPL lad?
Hello, mate. You good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good, mate. How did your game week 23 go, mate?
Absolutely shocking. I've got 30 points, I think.
Bloody hell. 30 points, mate?
Yeah, mate, it was shocking.
And I thought I did shocking.
Mate, my game week rank was 7.4 million.
oh,
Bloody hell.
okay, I've had more of a shock than that, but well, less of that.
That is, literally, my team was good, but everyone blanked. It was just one of them weeks. Just every single player blanked. I think I had Bruno score, and that was it.
Who did you captain?
Okay. Oh, Antonio.
You were with me with the Antonio pick. Oh.
Yeah, man. It was disastrous. Absolute carnage, mate. Yeah, I had Pope in goal, 2 points. Triple City defence, all blanked. Saka, Grealish, Fernandes, Maddison, Ducek, red card. Antonio captain, and Bamford.
Yikes.
There we go.
Wow.
And I Calvert-Lewin and Target on the bench for 19 points.
That's even
Nice.
worse.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of
Yeah.
people had DCL on the bench. I mean, that was unlucky, that was...
I was between DCL and Saka, but
You gotta go DCL. You gotta go
I should've
DCL.
In hindsight.
Yeah,
I should've
hindsight.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just Saka's been looking absolutely class. He'd returned in like 5 weeks in a row, and then he blanked the previous week against Wolves, but he could have had a hat trick. I just fancied him. Yeah, but oh well. Oh well. Bit of a rank drop.
Oh dear.
200k to 400k, but whatever.
Look, to cheer you up, at least you said you got a 7.4 million get a game week right. At least you didn't have a 5-pointer like I did earlier on in the season. Okay, you didn't have
5.
that. 5 points, but you didn't. didn't have that embarrassment, so hopefully that cheers you up,
How
lad.
did you get that?
How'd you get that?
What, game week 18?
Let's just not.
What, the blank? It must be the blank game week.
But do you know, it wasn't a blank game week, it
Oh
was
my-
game week 5, game week 5.
What?
What?
Benji.
I genuinely, I've never had such a bad start to the season.
How did you get 5 points though? Did you like take a minus 40?
I took a minus 12. I took a minus 12 at the
Oh,
time
wow.
because I had 4 injuries. And, no, 3 injuries and a red card. So I had to get rid of that red card. And then all my main players were injured and I had just bench fodder. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to, do the transfers, get it done. Because the week before I free hit, thinking that some of the players might come back, and none of them did. So, and my thing got somebody in my team had a red card. So, yeah, it was awful. And then,
Oh my god.
yeah, so I had that week. I think I had Digne. He got a red card. I had all my players had either 1 or 2 points, and then Harry Kane got me 5 points. So yeah, I ended up with 5 points. Yeah, it was great. I had a 7.6 million game week rank, or 7. I don't know, something high. At the time, it was literally, I think, I was the bottom 2,000 in that game week. So I had like one of the worst scores in that game week.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Oh my god.
That's mental. That's the story to tell the grandkids, that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Dylan Williams in chat is asking about James Justin.
But do you know FPL lad any more? Any
He's out for the season, I think.
bloody hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
supposedly he's out for 6-5 months.
Yeah,
Damn.
out for the season at least. He might not even be back for the start of next season.
Yeah, it's crazy because like it's such a shame. Like the guy was just starting to look like he's like, Euros is coming up and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Starting to kick on. It's such a shame. Like I'm not, I'm not a Leicester fan, so I'm not. I don't know the intricacies of it all, but man, like he was looking like a star player. And it's just so disappointing.
Yeah. We just go through your team, Benji. We go through your team. This is your potential team for game week 24. Do you want to talk us through your team? Any transfers?
Yeah, I've made the transfers. I'm basically what I'm doing is I've made a plan to set up for game week 26. I've got a good base for game week 24. This game week coming up, so I didn't really need to focus on the doubles for 24 and 5. So what I'm doing is for my next couple of transfers, I'm focusing on 26. So I've done a -4. I've taken out Justin, who got injured, which we know he's long-term injury now, so I'm going to need to take him out anyway soon, for target. And I took out Dyer, who looks like he's lost his place for sure. So I'm benching target at the moment. I know it's like a -4 and you've just benched him and stuff, and it's crazy, but I can't drop Bamford, so I have to play Bamford. Target goes on the bench. He's going to come in for the inevitable 3, double game weeks. They're going to have one in 26. They'll play in the blank, and they'll get another double game week somewhere else. So I think having triple Villa is the way I'm going to go. So getting in target is just best for the future.
Yeah, it's a nice team. I really do like it. So FPL lads, have you confirmed your team yet, or are you still
I have,
messing
mate.
around with it?
No, well, I got one. I'm not. I've sent my team to you on Twitter.
Cool.
If you want to bring it up.
Yeah. Oh, wild card.
I've activated my wild card. Yeah.
Woof. Right. We got Pope, we got Shaw,
Yeah, so-
Diaz, me. Talk us through your team. Go through it, FPL lad. What your plans are.
Yeah, I don't know if I can exit Discord and still see it, or you're going to bring it up on
It's
YouTube.
like it's going to stream. It should be there in about
Done,
5-10 seconds.
No, right, I'll just wait. Yeah, so I've kept Pope in goal. I was tempted with wildcard to move to Martinez just for long term, but I think Pope's fixtures look decent long term anyway, and obviously he's got the good fixtures this week. So yeah, Pope in goal, triple Man United, because having Fernandez, everyone's got Fernandez, right?
Yeah.
So to get on top of these Man United fixtures, you need more than one. So I thought I'd go for free. So, Shaw in defence, just because he's attacking, he's got free kicks, some corners, and he's cheap as well. And then I want Cavani up top. He seems to have won his place over Martial now. Seems to be starting. So, yeah, I think West Brom and Newcastle next two, and then the double game week we've got Palace.
Wow.
I think Chelsea's the other one, but whatever. They got Palace in one of the games. So, yeah, Cavani's in. Fancy him. Triple Man City. So I've been on the triple defence band. Well, not really a bandwagon, just my own little wagon, really. Of triple City defence for a long time. I just think the clean sheets might dry up a little bit now. It worked out perfect when they're playing all the lower teams, like 1-0 against Sheffield United, and I think they had like 7 clean sheets in a row. But now they've got tougher fixtures. I think they're still going to keep winning, but I'm not sure if the clean sheet's going to be there. So I just wanted to move those players about a bit. Still on Triple City, so I've gone for Diaz in defence. I think Cancelo is absolute class, and his attacking potential is just through the roof. But when you've only got one City defender, I don't think it can be Cancelo because of rotation risk. So I've gone for Diaz just because he's basically played every minute in the league this week, in this season even. So yeah, I've got Diaz, and then Sterling, really fancy him. He's my captain this week. And I've gone for Foden over Gundogan. Which is a bit mental.
It's bold.
I know
but
it's a bit mental.
It
It's
could.
bold.
It could. You never know.
So when Foden, I just think he's a class player.
Yeah.
I just love watching him play.
Yeah.
I think he should play more. I was looking at his minutes when making this decision. So he started 4 of the last 5. And he didn't play against Burnley, but he didn't even come on either. And since I'm playing my wild cards, like as I'm going to keep these guys like long term, if he doesn't come on in matches, he just plays 0 minutes. It's absolutely fine because I just got my first bencher on. I just think he's brilliant. It's problem not having Gundogan. It is a bit of an issue, but KDB's back soon, right? Well, not soon, but like give it like maybe 3 or 4 game weeks. And then I think we'll see Gundogan regress to normal then. And just everyone's got Gundogan, and I'm trying to make up ground, and I know it's a bit like, well, maybe you should just have him too and then cancel it out. But I don't know.
Foden's a good differential, and as a fan, I can tell you he is really good against the, let's say, big 6. He's performed against Tottenham. Now he's performed against Liverpool. He's performed against Chelsea. So, you know, he is good at the big 6 sides, and he's ripped Liverpool apart twice now. You know, he did it in the 4-0 last year, and now the 4-1 this year. So he's a big time player, and he has a lot of upside. He can get them big hauls. So I think it's a good punt for that Tottenham game. Does he start the Everton game? I'm not so sure. With Champions League coming up straight after, it's a bit sticky. But yeah, I really like that pick from you. Yeah, as a City fan, I love him. Foden's.
I think
What's
for sure.
What's catching my eye, FPL lad, is Barnes. That's an interesting pick.
Yeah.
It got double game week. How do you think he'll do? Is it just one of them? Just think YOLO, go for it.
I've got 6.5 million in the bank. So basically, Barnes to Kane is already done next week.
Yeah, that's a.
So
I was about to say, where's the Spurs assets? And
yeah, well, they've got City this week, haven't they? So there's no point in having them. They're all going to blank. But so yeah, I've got. I made up my team with Kane in it, and then took out Kane to do, and then just picked any forward I wanted for this week. And I was between Richarlison and Barnes. I just ended up with Barnes. I was looking at it and I was like, well, Richarlison's got a nice fixture against Fulham, but then he's got Man City.
Yeah.
And I know Burnley aren't most free scoring, but they've got Fulham as well. And then their other game's Palace. So, like, yeah, we don't. I'm a Palace fan. We don't keep clean sheets. Well, as a 1 week punt, you can't really get much. I mean, I could go maybe like Werner as a 1 week punt because they got Newcastle. But if it's double game week, you've got to go for a double game week player, right? So
if you're
I landed on Ashley Barnes.
Yeah, if you're wild card, then getting that double game week is
it's a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
And as a Palace fan, you would know that Palace aren't good at defending set pieces. They're actually statistically the worst in the league. So having like Ben Mee, having Ashley Barnes,
that's why he's in my team.
Tarkowski, they're all good because Barnes, Tarkowski, and Mee all get heading goals. They're very good for that. And Chris Wood, I don't know if Chris Wood's going to be back
He's
or
out.
not.
No, he's out.
Yeah, so Ashley Barnes will be the focal point, essentially be the focal point of that team, because I know Rodriguez will probably play, or Vidra, and they sort of drift off the striker, whereas Barnes will be that focal point.
He's also on penalties as well.
Yeah,
so
and penalties is like, so yeah, I think that's thinking about it.
It's a 1 week punt.
Yeah,
it could easily end up in 4 points, but.
So are you thinking that Barnes comes out next week for Kane, or
Barnes
just
for Kane.
put him on your bench?
Nah, Barnes for Kane. Done.
Okay, so you'll have I don't know who Kane plays in 25, so you'll have him ready for 26 though.
It's not. I think they got West Ham.
Oh, they'll say it's a decent fixture.
Yeah. So it's decent enough, and then they got the good double in 26.
You've got the triple leads for the double in 25. Then
yeah,
nice.
And then Rafinha goes. Then I've got options for game week 26. I either do Sterling and Rafinha for a -4 to Gundogan and Son if I want to go double up on Spurs, or I can just I think I still have 7 million left when I sell Rafinha, so I can just get whoever I want, whatever.
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks away. Just think about that.
The good thing is about Leeds assets, if you're gonna wildcard into 26, having at least maybe 1 or 2 Leeds assets is quite good. Because even though they don't double in 26, they play in the blank. And in the blank, I think they have a very favourable fixture. So having at least 2...
they've got Fulham.
Yeah,
I've got free hit. I've still got my free hit.
You've still got your free hit. So if anybody hasn't got their free hit, it's probably like a good idea to... Because I always say that if you're going to wildcard into a double, always make sure you've still got a team that's good after. Don't just wild card and get every single best player, but you in that game week, So
you got a plan.
I look at this team and I say, yeah, that's really good. Like that's good for the doubles. You're setting up pretty well. You've got money in the bank to get Kane, like probably the best asset for the double. So yeah,
I'm eyeing up triple captain for the double. My only problem is everyone's going to captain him that week anyway, so you don't really gain him much by doing triple captain.
Do you know planning on captaining? It's going to be a very interesting one.
Yeah, well, I'll see what it is when I come to it.
I'm planning on captaining Jamie Vardy in that double.
Oh, what's Leicester's double?
They have Arsenal and Burnley. Now, the last time, so. I think, from my research, it's Jamie Vardy has scored against Arsenal in the last 4 games he's played against them. So he likes scoring against the Big Six anyway, and he loves scoring against Arsenal. And the last game that Burnley played against Leicester, I think it was 3-1 earlier in the season. If I'm wrong, I can't remember. I think it was a high-scoring game, if I remember. So, for me, I think Jamie Vardy is a good upside if you've got Son, let's say, and you've got money to go up front. For me, I've got a lot of money that needs to go up front when I get Son in, and I don't really want to double up on Kane because I think I can have more upside if I go with Jamie Vardy, who has excellent fixtures after the double. So
would you not have Kane then? You won't have Kane?
I would have Son and potentially a Spurs defender. I'm going around in my head constantly. I've planned my transfers up to 26 so far. The only thing is either I go Aurier or any other Spurs defender. I can go any other Spurs defender, or I get Dallas in for the double. So I either have Dallas for the double in 25, or I have a Spurs defender for the double in 26. So I'm at the moment, I don't know. That's going to be something I think later on, but for the moment, that's sort of the plan. But Jamie Vardy for me, I think has big upside for that double, and not many people are going to have him, so he's a differential. So
yeah, he is, because everyone's going to be on Kane, so you won't be able to afford.
And he plays Liverpool. He plays Liverpool this week, and I think he comes back. And I'm going to be looking at him and thinking, you know, when I see him play again, I'm going to think, he's going to come back and he's going to, you know, kick on again, because that's just who Jamie Vardy is. You know, he's a goal scorer and he wants to just constantly score, and he's coming back from an injury, and usually when he comes back from an injury, he starts kicking it on again. So for me,
fair play. Brave going without Kane, but could pay off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the punt. I need to at the moment, because my rank is. I've made up a lot of ground. I've made up 3 million places in 5 weeks or 6 weeks.
Jesus.
So I need to keep making up ground. I'm 1.5 million now, and I want to push. I want to push so hard. You know, I've never finished into the 1 millions. You know, only in my second game, my second year, I finished in the million because I stopped playing. But when I've actually played, I've never been in the millions, and I don't want to be embarrassed this year. So.
Fair enough, mate.
I need to make up ground, and I think Vardy is a very good differential, and
he does look good for that game week. It does look good for that game week for sure.
I'll just
sorry,
Son. Go on, Benji. Go on,
No, I was going to say I'll have Son, and if people know, Son has such a good record against Burnley. Like, I think he's got a hat trick in last year, and then the year before he got a hat trick as well. I don't know if they were home or not, but I'm pretty sure he's had 2 hat tricks in 2 years. Don't quote me on that, but I think I heard that from somebody. So if that is true, that gives me, you know, good hopes that he will do well.
Just to quickly jump in, I do feel you were talking about Dallas. You know, we've seen Dallas he's played in centre mid quite a few times this season. He's been rotated between left back and centre mid. I feel is Rodrigo still out injured? I think he's still out injured. If he's if Dallas is going to continue to start there, and he's been thriving in that centre mid role, I feel like he's a lovely one for that double against Southampton and Wolves, because both Southampton and Wolves aren't looking particularly great at the moment. I think Kyle Walker-Peters is back, because I think I saw him in the FA Cup the other night, so he's back. So it's going to be interesting now to see how Southampton do with Walker-Peters back. But I think Dallas for the double game week isn't a bad idea. I think he's that attacking, and when he plays centre mid, you know, you're probably more than likely to get a return from him in that game. Vardy wise, I love Vardy. I think he's great. I think he's probably going to score against us. You know, our defence is all over the place. I think Vardy is back in the team now. He's going to start, I believe, and I think he's just going to absolutely do damage. I think Maddison and Barnes on either side of the wing. I just feel Leicester are kind of going to walk all over us. I feel like they're going to do some damage. But probably it might end up like that, or it could end up like how Leeds did get a shock win, 3-1 against Leicester. It could either way it could. But I think with Justin out, is that a boost for Liverpool? You know, Salah, because Justin plays on that left side, Salah plays on that right side. I don't know who's the other defender who will probably take over, because I know Timothy Castanha's out as well too. So that's
either be Thomas or Fuchs.
Yeah, probably. So it's going to be interesting to see how that game goes now. Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is. As soon as someone touches him on the arm, he falls over anyway.
I'll give you that. Then about what you were talking about. Oh yeah, Barnes. Nathan's saying opinion on Ashley Barnes for captain. Do you think that's quite a bold? Too far? Too far? Do you think? Going for that?
Too far.
Yeah, a bit too far. Unless you just want to go, YOLO, let's go for it. Dylan's saying, which 2 defenders for 5.5 million and under already? Ronin, I hope that pronounced that right, says, do you think Chelsea can keep a clean sheet versus Newcastle this week? I think they're more than likely because this new manager's got a 0-0 against a clean sheet against Wolves, against Sheffield United. That was something. But I think I think this man is now more tighter, and I feel. Talk about Chelsea assets, guys. I've been talking about a few times over the last week with this new manager. Do you feel going forward in like Rudiger, as long as he doesn't do another own goal, because he's 4.5 million. Alonso's there as well, but he's a bit of rotation with Chilwell, because I think Chilwell started against Sheffield United. Are you guys tempted with any Chelsea assets? Any probably defensive wise for the next few fixtures ahead? We'll start with Benji.
No. I'm scared of rotation at the moment with Tuchel. He seems to want to chop and change his team quite a lot. And I don't really know if their assets are, are they just getting a manager bounce? Are they actually doing well? Who's actually getting the points? It seems to be just Mason Mount, and I know they're getting clean sheets, but, for me, Newcastle have actually looked quite better past couple of game weeks. But they have Callum Wilson out, so I think that gives a big boost for Chelsea getting a clean sheet against Newcastle especially. But long term, I don't know. Like Chelsea assets, I don't know about Lad if you've looked into their fixtures, but after this Newcastle game, their fixtures are awful.
Yeah, they're not good. I mean, you can't go there, can we? They got a double game week, but it's against Man United and Liverpool.
It's awful. It's awful. Like, why would you ever
you
have a
can't go
Chelsea
there.
asset?
They've looked good now, but that's because they've had a nice little run in new manager bands. But I can't see it lasting.
Yeah, until I see something concrete where a player is consistent or that I'm seeing something that's exciting. Stats-wise, they're looking okay. Defensively, the stats are showing. They've played some really weak teams. So until they played against a really poor Spurs team, and they played Burnley and Sheffield United. So terrible.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Alonso on SofaScore, comparing with Chilwell. They're pretty tight on the diagram. Are we kind of, if they keep getting more clean sheets in these games, are we kind of like missing out on so getting these clean sheet points? But I'm not saying Rudiger. Rudiger, Alonso is about less than 6 million, but Rudiger's about 4.5. I think he's a nice one. But like you said, we don't know how the Chelsea Man United game will go. It could go one way or the other. Chelsea got was it a clean sheet against Spurs? Have I thought the right game? Yeah, against Spurs away. And I think that was...
Yeah, they got... I think... Did they have Kane
that was Spurs without Kane as well.
Yeah, that was without Kane. Or was it with Kane? I don't know.
No, it's
but
without.
So, I think it's a bit skewed. I wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle nicked a goal, because I think their stats attacking-wise have been surprisingly good.
Callum Wilson's out now, though, isn't he?
Yeah, again, Newcastle, I think they are third or fourth best defensively, in statistics overall. So for the last 4 games, so maybe their stats have been skewed a little bit. But they've played teams like Leicester, Southampton.
Let's play Palace.
That's probably what. That's probably what skewed it a bit, but Southampton, and they've been a lot better defensively, and supposedly because it's this coach that they've brought in a new coach that's changed the whole system, and apparently has changed Steve Bruce's mind on how to play football. So I wouldn't be surprised if they might nick a goal but Chelsea's long-term fixtures, I don't know. I'm staying away from their assets. For me, I don't know about you, lad.
Yeah, no, definitely I'm staying away. They have looked good. I think Rudiger's one, but could be alright on the bench. But there's so many other options. It's just, especially with the double game weeks coming up. You've got Spurs, Leicester, Man United. Just everyone. Burnley this week, Leeds next week. There's so many teams. Man City, you obviously knew the triple cup. There's
more favourable assets, I don't think, just yet. Maybe when their fixtures turn, maybe when we figure out, what's going on. But you know, with setups. But for now, I would say stay away.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just say to Dylan as well, yeah, feel free to send me your team through Twitter. Ronin saying, I have Rudiger in my team, and I've and I just need to decide whether to play him in a back four or Bamford's. I'm starting Bamford. I feel he could. I think if he can get something against Leicester, I feel, because we know what the stats were. The stats the other day I brought up. That Leeds away from home has scored 22 goals away from home this season, and they're the joint third highest for most goals scored away from home this season. So it's hard, isn't it? Because you got Rudiger, who quite likely to get a clean sheet against Newcastle, especially with no Callum Wilson there too. But I don't know about you guys. Would you think Leeds, they're that attacking? Attacking returns, potential goal from Bamford against Arsenal. Who would you go for, Rudiger or Bamford this week, if you only have to choose one? Go for FPL lad.
Rudiger or Bamford?
Mm.
Always Bamford. Always.
Yeah.
If you have any other player in a different position, assuming they're half decent, I would always go for the midfielder or the attacker. Like it only takes one can lose. A forward could lose a match 7-2. Or is it Salah? You'll probably know this, Penguin, from when you played Villa, and it was a stupid 7-2 game. Like Salah lost 7. You lost 7-2, but Salah still got like a 12. If you play Trent, you're going to get like -1 point from that, -2 points. Whereas you play like Salah gets 13 points, losing 7-2. Always played a more attacking player because they can lose and still return.
Bamford has such a big upside against Arsenal. I know that there's the last fixture against Leeds, it was 0-0. But all I remember in that game was Leeds attacking, and like should have had like 3 or 4 goals against Arsenal, especially because they were don't forget, like I think it was 10 minutes and they only had 10 men because Pepe got sent off in that game. But I think they have big upside against Arsenal. They won't have Kieran Tierney, so that left back side, that right side, is exposing people right now with how good he is. And another big thing that we found out, Partey is injured as well, so they don't have Thomas Partey in midfield, so that leaves another thing exposed for Leeds to exploit. And for me, the decision was that you can have from a striker like that who's playing a team that is very weak at the moment and has a lot of injuries.
Here's a question, Benji. Would you
Go for it.
play Rafinha or Grealish?
Ooh, see, that's a bit harder because I feel like the oh God, that is so hard.
No, that's my
that-
one thing about my team this week. I
Harder.
don't know what to do.
When you're comparing these two, I think Rafinha has, like I just mentioned, Rafinha has that exploit now because Tierney's not playing.
Yep.
But Brighton have looked very good defensively recently. So, that is. I think I would. It's funny. I think I would might play Rafinha over Grealish.
That's what I'm on at the moment.
That's what I would do too. Rafinha over Grealish.
I just
That's
think
that is what I'm on.
so poor.
I've got obviously I've got my triple leads for the double game week next week, but I'm benching Dallas. But so at the moment I'm playing Rafinha and Bamford, but benching Target and Grealish. Now obviously Target's staying on the bench, but it's just like, do I go one from each team to play it safe, or do I think Leeds can actually smash Arsenal? And then
Yeah, I mean,
the other thing I was thinking is Rafinha's got 2.5% ownership, Grealish has got 40% ownership.
so you're going to get that differential if he.
So if
falls,
if he returns, I'm going to get a differential. But if Grealish does, then I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, when Arsenal played Aston Villa the other day, they were really exposed when Tierney wasn't playing. They were exposed by not Adama Traore. I was about to say Adama Traore. Bertrand Traore.
Yeah.
They were really exposed by him, and they got caught out on that left side with Cedric passing it around. And there was constant barrage from that right side. They really focused that, and Bielsa will be smart enough to exploit it. So for me, yeah, like I think Rafinha probably over Grealish just a little bit because Brighton have been so good defensively recently.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or just
I like better than Grealish. But
y-
it's just
yeah.
yeah.
I do like Rafinha. Grealish has just been a great workhorse for Aston Villa, pushing them forward. Very good attacking. But I just think Rafinha, the way Leeds are attacking at the moment, getting so many shots on towards goal, I feel like he's too hard to ignore, and especially at 5.3, Rafinha, I think he's just a nice, lovely,
so
cheap share.
cheap.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how lowly owned he was as well. Whenever you speak about it, it feels like everyone owns him.
It's
Like,
crazy.
It's nuts. I think it must just be like on YouTube and Twitter and whatever that like I don't know, maybe like 75% own him. But I looked at it, it's like 2.5% overall. It's absolutely nuts. So low.
Just to go through Dylan's team, Dylan's just sent me his team. He's doing a wild card. Thoughts on this wild card in 25? Which transfer should I do this week? So on the screen right now, this is his actual team before the wild card. He's got Pope, he's got Diaz, Safal, Stones, Fernandes, Captain Gundogan, Lookman, Salah, Grealish, Bamford and Watkins, with Martinez, Antonio, Alonso and Justin on the bench. And just have a little slide along to his, if he played his wildcard going into 25. He's thinking of bringing in likes of Mendy, Sanchez, and then defence. That looks like Kabak from Liverpool, the Schalke guy. That's interesting. He's 5 million. Target, Dallas and Dunk. And he's thinking to have KDB, Son, Rafinha and Kane. And he did mention, just before we get into KDB, I know you're thinking, KDB? Because I know KDB is back the 21st of February, I think FPL said. I predicted him to come back. And he said KDB/Sterling, whichever one is available. I think at this moment of time, probably go for Sterling, because he's fit, he's ready to go. KDB, when he comes back, is he going to go straight back into the team? I mean, he's been 50-50 this season, not been the same old KDB, but he's still one of their important players. I mean, I'll let you talk about it, Benji. Man City, KDB. If we talk about KDB, what's happened to him so far this season? Because he's not been, before his injury, he's not been the same KDB.
You say that, but he's had 10 assists.
Yeah, but he's not been...
I 10 assists, 3 goals. He should have had more goals. Let's be honest. Like, he hasn't had his goal threat that he had.
That's what. Yeah.
But I think he's been very unlucky. Like in those games, he definitely should have at least had like 3 or 4 more goals than he has. He's had 2 goals, 10 assists, FPL assists that is. But he's been exceptional when he was playing, and it was so sad that he got injured. And I was like, oh no, here we go. No KDB, and I really sort of reanalyzed and I was like, wait, we won a league without KDB. So KDB doesn't make our team. We're not a one-man team. We're not like Spurs with Kane, or we're not Liverpool with Van Dijk. If we lose a player, we'll be okay. We have good enough players to move forward and be the best team that we can. Is KDB coming back? I think he might come back against Arsenal. Maybe West Ham, but will he be managed? I think he'll be managed a bit. Pep, when he was injured before, Pep likes to bleed players back in. He doesn't like to just throw them back in and throw them in the deep end. He does quite like to ease them back in, so I expect him to be managed a bit as soon as he comes back. So I don't think he'll be an FPL asset straight out the gate when he comes back. So for me, go with Sterling. But I would like to have a look at this team and see how many double game weekers Dylan has in his wildcard for 26. It seems like this 25 wildcard, although it's good, I think it's a decent wildcard, but are you really focusing for the future game weeks here? What's your guys' opinions on his team with double game weeks?
Just bring it back on the screen. For the double game weeks ahead, well, I mean, 26 isn't confirmed yet. 25, we've got Leeds having, is it Wolves, Southampton stuff.
But 26, we know the team.
Chelsea, Palace.
Yeah, we'll know who have the doubles, who has the doubles. We just don't fixtures will be, who will have. So we know who essentially will get the doubles in 26. We just don't know who they will be with. And I was just finding it interesting how, Duncan Sanchez, where, West Brom have good fixtures, but are they? I was wondering, what's his thinking around having these players? Is he going to bench boost or what's happening with his ideas?
No, he's planning to wildcard going to 25. I think looking at KDB, go Sterling instead. I do like the double Spurs attack from him. That's good at 2. But yeah, if we know like Chelsea, to say to Dylan now, if Chelsea playing Palace and Man United, I know what you guys are probably thinking about Chelsea Man United. It could go one way. Well, I think that as well, one way or the other. I think probably you have a cheeky Chelsea in there. I don't know. Probably I feel. I don't know. I don't know what you think, FPL lad.
Yeah, I think the Dallas Rafinha. Yeah, that's you're getting them in for the double in 25.
See, I like that. I do like that. The Dallas Rafinha.
Yeah,
I think
like
it's nice.
that. That's good. But I think the odd picks for me here is Kabak, Dunk,
Yeah.
Mendy, and Sanchez. I think they're all 3 are odd. If you want a Brighton defender, I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
I think they've got good fixtures coming up. And they play West Brom, but they don't have a double. They will not have a double in 26. So, when you're wildcarding, you do have to think about maximising your next couple of game weeks. And
depends if he has free hit though. If he hasn't got free hit, that's why he's getting.
I think he's used
Brighton
it.
boys in. Yeah, might be off getting the Brighton boys in for that.
Yeah, because I think Brighton have.
Sorry, Penguin. I've got to shoot, mate.
Oh, no worries, bro. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
See you, mate. See you.
And I'll have a good game week, everyone.
Cheers. See you later.
Cheers, mate.
Sorry, carry on, Benji.
Brighton, West Brom, which is a great fixture, great single game week fixture. So that's good, and they play in the blank. So yeah, I think a Brighton player is great. Having the double up in defence though, me personally, I wouldn't go there. But yeah, I'm a bit puzzled on the Kabak pick though. He just said the Kabak and Dunk will probably change. I just threw players in and sent it.
Yeah.
You know what? You've thrown in players, but it's actually not half bad. If you've just thrown it together now, I don't think that's a bad wild card.
No, I know what you mean. Probably double Brighton defence goalkeepers. Probably, it's bold. It's bold, but I do think it's not nothing wrong having probably Dunk in his team because Brighton, hell, clean sheet against Spurs, Liverpool. I mean, that's the top 6 right there. 2 of the top 6, and I feel it's safer, and I feel like it's okay to go for someone like Dunk. I think he scored 3 goals this season, so he's an aerial threat. He's one of them from set piece. He can just head one in and get a goal. And I feel I think Dunk is the safest one to go for. I think with Sanchez, I'm just having a look now for Dylan. I'll look at some goalkeepers. You got the Fulham goalkeeper. You got McCarthy at 4.5. You got Johnston at 4.5. So I can see that he's got no money left to probably upgrade, to get a more expensive goalkeeper than Sanchez. But he can change his goalkeeper to probably...
Bench boost. This wise, is he going to bench boost in 26? Or...
Oh, he's used his bench boost. He's only got triple captain left.
Well, if you're wildcarding, I don't think you need a second goalkeeper, really. I think having Martinez is going to be a big thing, even though he's so highly owned. They've got 3 games to reschedule, so I think Martinez is a good pick. I don't know about Mendy. Are you a Chelsea fan or something? Why is Mendy?
Yeah, he's a Chelsea fan. He's a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, I don't know why Mendy's in there. You're not really going to get big upside in the future. If it's a 1-week punt, then yeah, sure. Sorry, I swear.
That's fine.
I love Mendy for a pick for one game week, because like we've just had a conversation about how Newcastle have Callum Wilson out, but for the long term, not so sure on that pick. What's your opinion on goalkeepers right now? Because we're pretty skint for goalkeepers, I think personally.
Just have a look.
It's Martinez or nobody for me. Like, what other goalkeeper is really attractive to you at the moment?
Like I said,
If you're wildcarding.
If I'm wildcarding, well, Martinez in there 5.2. Looking at fixtures for Pope, but he's 5.5.
I think Pope's great. But
Pope's great, yeah, but
is he good for the long term? Yes, but in the short long term, let's just say, I don't think he's that great. You want to get the most out your wild card, and in game week 26, where the big doubles come, is he going to be that worth it? What other goalkeeper?
Meslier from Leeds, but he's got Arsenal, Wolves, Southampton. He's got a double against Wolves and Southampton. Just have a look at his stats. He has he's doing well on saves. He's save points wise. He picked up 7 saves against Leicester in that 3-1 win, so he got like 2 save points. He got a save point against Everton in a 2-1 loss. He's a good one to go for. He's 4.7. Meslier from Leeds. He's a nice cheap one to go for. He's only about 0.2 more expensive than Sanchez.
I'm a bit iffy on Leeds though defensively.
Yeah, they need to improve in places.
Southampton I'm iffy on defensively, so McCarthy's not really an option for a goalkeeper if you're wildcarding. They have a lot of doubles, but are they going to get clean sheets? Are you really going to have the upside of his clean sheets and stuff? I don't think so. So it's really like, that's it. It's Martinez or maybe Pope if you want to go for the long term. Like really long term, if you want to have him for the whole season and stuff. So Martinez or Pope really, and that's it.
Yeah, those two look like relatively solid goalkeepers to go forward with. As you said, Meslier, even though he's getting the save points, like you said, leads defense a bit all over the place. It's pretty tight, but it's not that experienced. It needs to improve in areas. Their defense. You got Hugo Lloris, 5.6. You've got Man City, West Ham, Burnley, Crystal Palace. But I think when they lost to Everton the other night, 5-4 was it? I think Lloris was in goal for that game, so that kind of makes me feel a bit put off with that.
There were so many mistakes I think there was 2 or 3 mistakes by Lloris that could even lead to goals. I think he had a massive mistake and it could have led to a goal, and then obviously the 2 goals were quite like, oh come on, you could have saved that, or you could have pushed that away. And yeah, I'm not as confident on Tottenham defense, but yeah, again, it's just another one. You're like, I don't know. So yeah, it's strange how like at the start of the season we were like a bit iffy on goalkeepers. It was like either Martinez or McCarthy that people were bringing in, and then all of a sudden it opened up with goalkeeper picks, because we had people that had Mendy, Martinez, McCarthy, Meslier, Johnston, Pope, there were so many teams that had different goalkeepers, and all I see now is like Martinez or Pope for the rest of the season, and that's it. Like if you're not having them, you're gonna suffer a little bit.
Are you not a fan of Mendy? I know he's got Mendy in his team, but do you not think Mendy could be a solid pick for the rest of the season? Seeing that Chelsea, been keeping quite a few clean sheets under this manager now. Do you feel? I know he's not getting much on save points. He's getting a few saves, but he's only getting an average of 1 save point, in every few games. But do you not think at 5.1 is 0.1 million cheaper than Martinez? Do you not think he could be? I know we talked about Chelsea earlier. He's got Newcastle, Saints, Man United, Everton, Leeds. Then he's got probably Palace.
And like we said earlier, I think the stats are a bit kind to Chelsea with their defensive numbers. They're playing against the Harry Kane-less Spurs, a Burnley, a Sheffield, a Wolves with no striker. So they've been very kind to them recently defensively. I don't think he's good long term. I think you're going to maximise your points from a guy like Pope or Martinez, because Pope and Martinez, don't forget, they get bonus and clean sheet saves, save points all the time. So when you are picking your goalkeeper, you're not just getting him because you think they're going to get clean sheets. Otherwise, we'd pick Edison every week. We'd have Edison every week in our team if we were talking about clean sheet points. But we're not. We're talking about also bonus. We're talking about save points and stuff like that. So if you want to maximise your goalkeeper, for me, the only goalkeeper I see at the moment is Pope and Martinez, because you're going to maximise your points from bonus and save points. Whereas Mendy, he's not going to make them save points. He won't get the bonus because the centre backs like to pass around, whereas Aston Villa and Burnley, they don't pass around the back a lot. So a lot of the bonus point system goes to the goalkeeper in those teams, whereas in Chelsea it won't. So even if, let's say, Mendy gets more clean sheets than Martinez, which I don't think he will, Martinez will have more bonus, he'll have more save points, he has more upside than a player like Mendy. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but like I said, Martinez and Pope, the solid goalkeepers going forward. So Dylan, thanks for saying your team, and hope what we've said has helped, and good luck with your wild card. We've got Ronin.
Yeah, I was about to say Ronin's got his team.
Yeah, I've got on the screen now. Ronin, his team. It says, "What do you guys think of this team for Game Week 24? Are there any changes you would make?" Pope, Safal, Stones, me, Captain Gundogan, Salah, Fernandes, Souček, Maddison, Watkins, Bamford. On his bench, he's got Meslier, Rudiger, Diaz, and DCL. Straight away, it's on your screen, Benji. What do you feel about his team? Do you feel he's good to go? Any transfers you think he should probably think?
I think that's a good team. I think playing Bamford's a great idea. I think we had a conversation about that before. Watkins is just on fire stats-wise. The amount of shots that he has, even though they're saved, he has massive upside. Souček, yeah, that's... we could go in on the red card for hours, but I'm so glad he's playing this week. I don't know about you, but it's justice for football. Glad he's playing. Yeah, that's a great team. You've got loads of double game weekers. How many double game weekers does he have there? 3?
Yeah, that's like 4. 4,
right? Yeah, 4. So he's got Pope in goal. I like that. Got it. That team would be so amazing if he had Calvert-Lewin fit, because you could have played Calvert-Lewin instead of Maddison, and that would have. I've already used my free transfer, so is that team good to go?
Well, if you use your free transfer, don't do it -4, mate. It's fine. Yeah, that team.
You need to -4. I think for me, I would play Diaz over Maddison. Diaz will be fine. He only had a little illness. He's apparently back in training fully now, so he'll be back for the weekend. So yeah, I would put Diaz in for Maddison, because I think that game might be a little bit tighter than people think. But yeah, our Bruno's here.
Yeah, just say hello to Boona and Davey. Hope they're doing well. But yeah, no worries, Boona, no worries. But I hope glad you're tuning in, listening. But yeah, overall, I do like Rona's team. Don't need to make any transfers. Just keeping DCL there until he gets back.
Yeah. I think Diaz needs to come in for you on the basis that he has the double game week, and I think City will keep both clean sheets. So I think you'll have a lot of bench points if you bench him there. I'd play him over Maddison. I don't know about you.
Yeah, same. I think over Maddison, but then again, I'm tempted to say start him over Bamford, but I just can't help it, because being a Liverpool fan, seeing the way we're playing, I just feel, Maddison's on form. Maddison is looking sharp, but now that Vardy's back, I don't know, will Maddison be pushed back a bit?
Will those responsibilities of scoring goals and getting clean sheet, getting assists, be off him? For me, I think you've got more upside if you play Diaz here. I as a City fan, I'm confident in keeping 2 clean sheets, probably 1. And the great thing is Everton looked so bad on set pieces against Spurs. They conceded 3 set pieces. So Diaz has great upside for that Everton game, where he could get an attacking return against Everton. So for me, I'd play Diaz over Maddison just for the fact he's got the double and upside on attacking returns possibly.
Dylan's saying which 1 week punt for this week. A nice 1 week punt if we're looking at attackers. I've just brought the fixtures up on the screen. I don't know about you, Benji. Any punts that you were thinking about doing? Any for this week? Any?
I mean, when you're saying about a punt for 1 week, you've got to attack the worst teams. So a United punt might be good for attackers. Maybe Cavani.
Yeah, I was talking about him the other day. He looks like a good one. If he keeps getting the starts, Cavani, he's a lovely one. He's played with the likes of Mbappe and Neymar by his side, and I feel like him and Bruno kind of link up well. And I feel like he could be a good one. Could do some damage to a West Brom team who are a bit shaky at the back at home. So he could be a good one to go for, Dylan Cavani, like Benji just mentioned. But any more do you feel, Benji, or do you feel Cavani?
Another 1 week punt maybe for an attacker, maybe a Werner.
Interesting.
He's got 2 assists last week. I know there were, he's had 2 assists last week. Was it 2 assists last week? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was 2 assists, and one of them was a penalty he got. Werner might be a good 1 week punt for attacker if you've got the coin for it. I'm not really thinking of any other big 1 game weeker punts. Like if you're talking about double game weekers, I think maybe in the defense. I think I'm overrating. I think a lot of people overrate Everton defense. I don't think they're that great. So maybe a 1 week punt of Lookman, that's a stretch. Getting Lookman on a free transfer, I think, is a very big stretch. But I heard someone, late riser. He's thinking about taking a 1 week punt on a Fulham defender, Anthony Robinson. So yeah, and I think that might be a good 1 week punt, but I think Fulham play Sheffield and Palace in the next 2. So it could be a good 3 week punt or a good 2 week punt to get in a Fulham defender. So maybe that's good. Maybe that's good because he plays Everton and Burnley. Burnley poor attacking wise. Sheffield poor attacking wise. Crystal Palace poor attacking wise. Plus you're going to get the upside of Anthony Robinson's attacking prowess. So.
Some good ones there, yeah. But Cavani is a nice one, Dylan, and just some more good ones. I think Watkins, I was talking about Watkins the other night, but he's been doing well last few games, getting the returns. But it's a tough game against Brighton. I don't know what you think about Watkins. Do we still stay clear away from Watkins, Benji? Do you think he's just mostly concentrate on probably Grealish and all that?
I still think Watkins is a great asset. He's consistently scoring now. He gets so many chances in the box. I don't know if you watched the game, Penguin against Arsenal. He was getting so many chances at goal. He was shooting so many times and so many saves. What's your opinion on how how his attacking prowess at the moment is?
The thing is with Watkins, when he signed from Brentford, I got really excited because he was fantastic for Brentford last season. But obviously, it's always a big step, from a championship player coming up to the Premier League, and you're playing against much tougher defences, and it's all about team chemistry as well. So, Watkins is used to being a lone striker. He's used to be, with someone like when he's had Benrahma on one side of the wing, and now he's got Grealish on the left side. I think Watkins is slowly getting there. I feel he's not a flop. I don't feel like he is a flop. I feel the manager's trying to. I think he's got the team behind him. He's got the Barkley, he's got Trezeguet or Traore. He's got some good El Ghazi, Grealish, some good attacking players behind him to help push him up. And I think Watkins now is slowly, gelling with that team now. I feel like he's. Yeah, I think he's doing well. I think he's a good one, but I feel like he's
11 goals, isn't he?
11 goals.
Is it 11 goals?
I'll
I'm
just
not
check.
sure. It's in the tens.
Yeah, 10. He's on 10 goals and 2 assists.
Yeah, so he's starting to kick into gear, and he's got a lot of favourable fixtures. And like I've mentioned a lot, Villa have 3 games to reschedule. So one will be in the double, and one in the blank, and then one somewhere in between, possibly. So, I think he has massive, massive upside, and if you don't have a Grealish and you can't afford a Grealish, where you're going to go for your attacking turns is Ollie Watkins, and that's just pretty simple for me.
We've got JBT in chat. Hope you're doing well, mate. Feel free to pop in. We'll probably just do another 5 minutes and then we'll finish up there. But hope you're doing well, Jay. Just noticed you've been streaming. I'll catch it on replay. So guys, do check out JBT on YouTube. He's regular, and he's a regular guest on these streams. It's great to have him on too when he pops on. But yeah, with Watkins, like I said, it's all about gelling now, the team chemistry, and I feel I've got his heat map on the screen too. He's a bit of a fox in the box, Benji. He's one of them like he was at Brentford. He gets himself in the box, he waits for a good pass, and he just slots it in. I feel like he's got 10 goals, 2 assists so far this season in about 21 appearances. I feel he could be, he could do something against Brighton, and then he's got Leicester, I believe, in the next fixture. So I feel he could be. I think he's slowly gelling now. Like I'm saying,
they could have a good double as well, because their double is possibly Leeds and Sheffield United, or Leeds and Tottenham. So if they get that more favourable fixture of Leeds and Sheffield United, their double is going to be very, very nice. So I'd say if you don't have Villa assets, get them in. Prepare for these game weeks. Look at, Ben Crellin is a saviour of FPL. He's the FPL god. So keep an eye on FPL, Ben Crellin. So keep an eye on him and his tweets, because they will help you through these messy times with the double game weeks and stuff. And it will give you an edge against those people that aren't looking at that. So it will give you an edge, and that's where you're going to gain ground. That's where you're going to gain points, being clued up on these sorts of things.
Dylan's saying in chat, what happened to Dre?
I don't know.
I've just messaged him. He's not come back. I don't know where he is.
Where did he go?
I don't know. That's a mystery. That's a mystery.
His football team. He's a bottle job.
But yeah, we'll kind of wrap it up here. We'll wrap up here. Jay unfortunately can't join us, but totally understand. He's got dinner. But Benji, I've really enjoyed this stream. Thank you for tuning in, mate. Really appreciate it.
No worries.
Do you want to plug yourself in, like your Twitter, where people can find you? Do you want to do that? Or?
I'm nowhere on Twitter. I'm planning something little on YouTube soon.
All right.
That's nothing confirmed. I have to get some things sorted at the moment, but I plan to do some stuff in the future, but for now I'm just chilling. I'm playing FPL. I'm always in hangouts in that FPL lounge, I'm a info person, so if you want to know anything about Man City, I am here. I'll always be on Discord and that FPL lounge and stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah, shout out to that FPL lounge with Larman, Boona and Matt's absolute legends over there. They do check them out, that FPL lounge. But yeah, been great seeing some of the regulars in chat too. Boona, Dylan, Jay, Davey, everybody. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do like the stream if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. Really appreciate that. And share the stream on Twitter and Facebook. And see you guys in the next stream. Bye bye.
I rise just like a phoenix, born from the ashes. I take care of my own. Torn down where assassins, you can't suffocate.